Well, Julie Edge joins us, MHK from Onchan, and in front of you, this beautiful little machine, which is a lot of good and also can be a lot of bad for people. And the access that the members of the public have to you, like anybody else, is so simple. But of course, it's full of dangers because it can just be anonymous people slagging X and Y and whatever you do. And that's what we want to talk about today, because I mean, Facebook has just come up recently with they're going to try and improve things. But how do you find it? And front line, as an MHK, do you suffer from people trolling?
I believe I do, Paul. However, you are in public life and you've got to expect an element of that. But there's certainly been an awful lot recently that has been, as I believe, verging on defamatory, or it's perhaps politically motivated, it seems. But I tend to utilise Facebook for informing, creating a page that people can find out what you're doing in House Keys or you're doing in Tynwald. I publish the Tynwald order papers, the question papers, and I think that's the important side of social media. I think we've got to not forget that there's not everybody is sitting on Facebook as a keyboard warrior, sitting there, and I'm very conscious of that. I don't have a lot of time to look at Facebook. A lot of people do keep an eye on it for me because, and that's really helpful. And they are personal friends that will inform you of anything that's on there. And I think you've just got to ignore it. It's their opinion, and everybody's entitled to an opinion. I think what I find the most disappointing really is that some people will put comments up and then they delete them. So it's clearly that there's an issue if they've commented, they've not liked the response perhaps from somebody else, and then they delete them comments. And I think that's really not the way forward.
There's obviously a line that people can cross, which is, one thing is just commenting on something that you or whatever has done, to being, you know, defamatory and well, legally in a very dodgy area. Is there much protection?
There's absolutely no protection. It's down to you. It's down to you yourself. Obviously, there is opportunity on Facebook that you can report issues. I've never actually done that myself.
But they say they're going to start rating you soon or something.
Well, yeah, yesterday Facebook launched that they're going to do trustworthiness of I don't know whether it was individuals or whether it was sites as a whole. But I think people need to be very cautious of what's on social media. There's a lot of people that can spend all day on there, and they can put information out there that's not always necessarily true facts. And when I use social media, I tend to go on to try and put the true facts out there for the people. Yes,
because I mean, this is like could be a forum, and you can have multiple logins, and you can create your own hoo-ha almost, can't you? And makes it look like everyone's got an opinion, but in fact, it can be just one person.
One person, yeah. I hadn't realised that so many people have so many fake accounts. It's like, what? How do they remember who they are and what they're commenting on? It's like. So.
How does it affect you as being a political person? Because if you're a private person, people aren't going to be so interested, let's face it, but you put yourself above that parapet.
Yeah, I think you know, you put yourself out there into public life, and I've always worked in the public service, so I'm very aware of it. And particularly when I was at Ballacameen, you had to be very aware of your public life and what people see you as. You know, you work with students, and they all look up to you, and they all call you Miss if you work in a school. I think really the most important thing is let people that know you individually are the ones that get upset. I think it's very upsetting for families, and you know, to see these people that don't even know you as an individual to be putting comments up there about you. I think that's the most difficult. And I suppose for me, it's my family that get hurt more than me. I knew what I was doing when I went into the political life, and I knew that this would happen because people have got opinions, and I'm quite happy for people to have opinions, and I like debate, and I think that's democracy. But I think people should be very careful about what they put if they haven't got their facts right.